If you guys need any cards, packs, sleeves, anything of that nature, shop on TCG Player using my affiliate link in the description. What's good, YouTube? I got some relatively big news, which is that I've joined the Crow's Nest War League team, so I'm going to be participating in these weekly competitive matches. For those of you who don't know, War League's this thing, it's run by Beast Mode. I'll probably link his YouTube or his Discord or something, so you can go check it out, see about joining. It's like a semi-competitive sort of format where you can go make a team and play these matches, schedule them and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. I enjoy watching the replays, and I decided that I would actually join in now. I played my first match this week with Chaos Fairy. Now, there's a couple things I want to say before we really get into the gameplay, which is, I don't know, I felt like this match, there was a lot of mistakes made on both sides, kind of maybe. But the first mistake was I went in with just a very suboptimal version of the list. I don't know who convinced me to put in all these DD Warrior ladies in the second Nova Summon and make the deck more like regular fairies, because it just doesn't work. Chaos Fairy has a very different gameplay style that is not about this tempo thing with floating into DD Warrior ladies. It's more just we're trying to grind card advantage with taking good trades with Dimalk and stuff in the early game, and then dig for your win cons. So I don't know, it just felt like the build was not just did not synergize with the game plan, and it sucked because I knew it going in. I had been testing with this list, but the list was already locked in at that point, so I was like, well, shit, I'm going in with this version that I don't even really like. So it was still I'm not saying the deck was garbage, but it was not up to the level that I kind of wanted it to be. So I'm playing against Hero Beat, which is, I think, the most successful deck in War League right now. It's got some insane win rate. Opponent opens Stratos into Alias. Their hand is a little bit mediocre. I top deck that Dimalk. I'm like, all right, we're going for it. Not often you just get to straight +1 into a Stratos, so we've sort of evened things out here. I could have set the call. I decided to bluff Gores instead, but they just end up summoning Alias attacking anyway, so I guess that was kind of pointless. And here it's see, this is just not what I want to be doing. I don't want to be ramming in to get DD Warrior Lady right now. I would rather just set Angel, but I feel like I'm kind of obligated to, so we set the call. Opponent summons Gilman attack, and then I think we just call back the Angel. Whoops. And then they proceed not to attack. This game one had some weird shit happen at the end. I'm just gonna warn you, things got screwy. But so yeah, here we ram multiple Angel to get the DD Warrior Lady. Again, this is just not what you want to be doing in this list. I don't know, it feels so bad. I'm just taking all this damage, ramming DD Warrior Ladies, and just passing on an empty board because I don't play trap cards. So the opponent, they draw, they go set Snowman, set Hero Blast. I just set Storm. They thought for a while here, then they summoned Diva, went into Catastor, I think. They probably should have attacked first. Definitely should have attacked first. And then they opt not to Snowman my thing in main 2, which I can see why you wouldn't want to Snowman a Fader, right? Just flipping that Snowman face up and shit, so we do get a really good trade here with the Caius. Unfortunately, we only get a 1-for-1 with the Heavy Storm, but the Caius trades very well, outing both the monsters. We hit in, and they actually drew that Gores for turn. Here, I thought in this game that they had that the whole time, because they were just not setting cards, but apparently they just top deck the Gores. So I have to orange light it, which does not feel good. Now they're finally going to fire one of these multiple Miracle Fusions that is in their hand, hit over. I say that's fine, because Sky Scourge Endrise trades 1-for-1, which is pretty good, but then we just have to pass. Oh yeah, they I don't know, they had a brain fart and they bottomless forgetting that the Ab-Zero would just trade. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was about. Here, I maybe got too impatient with my Gores. Possibly. I was either too impatient with my Gores, or I was too passive with my Gores after I summon it, because I'm playing around Mirror Force this entire time. There's nothing here. And then they get a really insane top deck, which is, well, define insane. It's not insane that they would draw this, but it's very good for them that they find Alias access immediately now that they have a Gem Spark and an Honest. So I accidentally click the Sork there, and then I just show them that I have Sork. So now I'm making this play feeling like I should just get my Sork live so I can try to use it. and I end up going for Kaising a back row. This ended up being a huge mistake. Because we know one of them is Gem Spark, for sure. We haven't seen... Okay, we have seen Bottomless, so the chances of second Bottomless are pretty low, but it is second Bottomless. But I think I should have just hit this Alias and, like, forced the Gem Spark, maybe. What I actually should have done is probably just set DD Warrior Lady and pass, but I was, like, fixated on I've got to get the Sork live because I accidentally showed off the Sork. I think set DD Warrior Lady and pass would have been, like, a perfectly legitimate play in that situation. They end up sparking, and then I do catch this. I already normal summoned, so yeah, I can't do that. And then I just died at the second miracle. So I think probably that weird turn is what cost me that game. I don't know. It felt like it was half the deck being, like, weird and suboptimal, and half, like, me playing dumb on that one turn that cost me that game one. Game 2, we open a decent hand. I don't side this card out versus Hero Beat. You might laugh at me, but honestly, I just don't. Like, it's one of the only outs to Catastrophe that we have, so I feel like you can't. This might be a controversial take. So here they do some weird thing too, where they don't decide that they're gonna Hero Blast until the end phase, and they just take 14 for no reason. So I'm not sure what that was about. Here they spark my set monster. I could have maybe set Trooper to try to bait that, but I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it. I think we want the mill because we got the Sky Scourge Endrise in our hand. So we go for the mill. We get a Dark Fiend in graveyard, which is nice. So the Endrise is now live. Then here, I understand why they chose not to banish here, because you would probably rather you spend this DD Warrior Lady on, like, a Recruiter than the card Trooper. So I get it, but it ends up being bad because I have the Endrise, which just, like, outs the DD Warrior Lady for free. So I kind of feel for my opponent there. I don't feel like they did a terrible play. It might seem a little odd, but I think it makes sense. Here we do go for Kaius the back row, just because I have this Gores in my hands. So I'm thinking, like, alright, we just trade with this, and then they summon something attack into our Gores, then we have, like, then we can finally set our Decree, and we've got this other stuff. Here, they set 2. I probably, given that I did this play and it worked, and I went for damage, I 100% probably should have just set the Decree behind the Kaius, because it's like, am I really going to get OTK? Do they have Brain Diva Miracle? Probably not. I mean, I guess it could happen. Even if they do, I have Orange Light, so actually, yeah, I mean, one of the reasons Orange Light doesn't suck is because of the, like, Diva stuff. I think there are a lot of, like, synchro plays that it interferes with as well, so just thought I'd point that out. But I should have set this Decree behind the Kaius. I would have just won this turn, but now I have to set it and wait a turn. So I guess if you think about it, they would have just miracled anyway if I'd set the Decree, maybe, assuming that this was, or at least could have been a Decree. So we Orange Light the Diva, which, yeah, I don't know why I Orange Light that. Oh, I was afraid of, like, Brain Mind potentially messing me up. So here they go for Ab-Zero, but this is okay because we have Decree into Brain, so unless they have, like, a Book of Moon set, which is really not normal for Hero Beat, we're fine, so we just win the game. Yeah, it's going to be difficult for us to lose that one. I think we did make a minor misplay holding off on setting the Decree for too long. We probably could have just won a turn earlier. Here they're not setting, and remember that I don't know that in game 1 that they didn't have that Gores the whole time, so I'm just assuming they have Gores again. I think for a while then I decided to summon Cyber Dragon attack. I could have also gone DD Warrior Lady trade, but I'm just, like, not feeling that, you know? It would banish the Stratos, which is good. It just, like, leaves me open to take a ton of damage, and I just, like, I don't have back row in this deck, and I don't have Fader either. So I just hit it and set it, and I'm like, well, if they have Diva, they get a decent trade. I already got a +1 hitting over their Stratos, but then again, they got a +1 turn 1 with the Stratos, so it's kind of eh. Here they do spend a Hero Blast on my Trooper, which I think they were maybe trying to use this in a way that let them drop Gores, and they end up, like, just getting impatient and using it right away because they have the Gores. I feel like they could have maybe held that, but we draw Decree anyway, so I guess if they had held it, it would have been really bad. Here they Warrior Lady, and they pretty much have to banish this. So they do. We draw for turn. We find a Shining Angel. I just set it. We know there's a Gores, and I don't have a great way of dealing with it. I'm just spending this whole game trying to figure out, like, how am I going to deal with Gores? I just got to, like, wait for Christia or something, or Orange Light. And we go Dim Elk, and we just pass. Also, this Allure has been dead. Like, this Allure is dead for, like, so long. It's really obnoxious. I forget what I do here. Oh, yeah. I remember when they activated this, and I was like so happy. I was like, oh my god, yes. My position just improved by a whole like 1 point in card advantage because they decided to side in the Soul Release versus me. It was like so useless. It didn't do anything. I didn't have any Chaos Monster, Christie, or anything in my hand at the time even. So it's just like a straight -1 because they chose to put this in their deck. Here they summon Ocean. They hit over. I dim out, add back. I think maybe I should have just gotten the Sangan here. But I get the Sidra, because I want to, like, run over these things. But then it occurs to me that he might have Honest, and if he does have Honest, that would be really bad, so I start playing around Honest. I think I would have rather just drawn 2, probably. They Mind Crush. They call the Sidra that they know about, but I just Decree. We get a nice +1 there. So I end up just hitting over the Ocean, and then not hitting into the Alias, because if I hit into the Alias, and then they Honest me, we are in, like, a pretty risky spot there. So they end up summoning Gilman, activate Miracle. Here, they should have hit over both my monsters and hit it in direct, but for some reason he hit with the Ab-Zero over. I still cannot figure out why they did that. Why'd they leave my Sidra there? I mean, it doesn't end up being super relevant. I don't think it actually mattered at all, but it is just like a suboptimal play. So I lore, I banish the Sangan, and here the line I end up going is crashing to get the Herald. At first I think maybe I'm going to Black Rose. But I end up actually going Brionica and using the My Body to stop Ab-Zero from blowing up my board. So I think this was probably the optimal line. I don't know. Black Rose didn't seem great. It would have left me with like an empty board. With this, I feel like I'm threatening something. But then again, like at this point in the game, it occurs to me, I remember that he still has Gores. I'm just like, shit. Okay, so he's probably gonna like pop the one I attack with the Snowman Eater to try and resolve his Gores. So I just hit with the Sidra. But maybe I should have hit with the Brionica anyway. I mean, it doesn't matter, I don't think, because either way, he's gonna pop the Brionica, and either way, I'm not attacking directly, so into a known Gores, or a strongly suspected Gores. So I just set the War Lady pass, and I've been hovering at 4 fairies here now for a while, so I'm just like, God damn it, I need to draw Christia, and then I just draw it, and I'm like, alright, well, that's game over, Lamau. No more Gores under Christia, my guy, so yeah, we just, like, top deck Christia and win the game there. That was pretty good. Christia, good card, it turns out. Chaos Fairy, best deck. That match was a little weird. There were a lot of mistakes, I think. Like I said, on both sides. The opponent made some strange plays. I made some strange plays. I made some bad decisions with my deck profile, I think. But I'm going to go back and and see about fixing those at this point. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this more competitive style of content. I know it doesn't always get like the crazy views that the jank stuff does, but I personally enjoy the more competitive content more, honestly. It's kind of more my thing, but whatever. Let me know what you thought in the comment section, and I will see you next time. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.